What's up? So, got a new order. There are 4 different items inside of this bag. No clue which one I'm going to review first. So, I made the order August the 30th, and then the actual shipment was November the 8th, and it got delivered December the 1st. And this is a 4-item order. And like you hear me say in other videos, if you do multiple items in an order, it's going to take longer to ship. So this is an example of something taking a bit longer to ship. Slides aside, whole different story. Don't know what the heck's going on with those. Only items in the order. I am super annoyed, but it's whatever. So here they are now. I'll put all the dates and stuff in there and all the time frames. But yeah, we got 4 things in here. 4 very interesting things because we got the PT-02, we got the JC-2, we got the PT-1, and the LS-13, all of which are no longer on the site at the time of this recording. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. So another thing I wanted to talk about was the GoFo. So they delivered to my house before, no issues whatsoever. For some crazy reason, they decided to deliver this package to a completely different street. Not even the wrong address, but the completely different street too. So whenever you get the GoFo notification, you're usually going to get it when it's out for delivery. This is the 3rd time I got the GoFo notification before the YEEZY notification, and at the time I get the notification, it's pretty much already out for delivery. As soon as you see that notification, take a picture of the front of your house, your unit, or something as a reference, because yeah, they completely botched this delivery, and it was a whole ordeal. Had to like talk to the neighbors and stuff like that, and luckily, thankfully, one of the neighbors did bring it to my door. But yeah, we thought it was gone for a good minute. So here it is. Let's go ahead and open this package and see what we got. Nothing else in there. Throw that to the side. Throw the laptop to the side. Dude, what did we start with first, Chai? I don't know. What do we start with? Well, let's go by the list that's on the packing slip. PT-02. And then we'll do separate reviews for all the other stuff. But let's start with PT-2. Let's get you all a shot of the barcode right here. PT-2 size 1 in black. And yeah, my theme with the pants, and you've seen it on the PT-4 video and the joggers video, I always get a size 1 in my pants. I'm about a 33 waist, about 5'8", and I usually wear pants that are 33-30 in US width and length. But yeah, let's get this thing opened up. Comes in the same plastic packaging as most YEEZY Gap stuff. Now that I look at it, it's not as clear as the YEEZY Gap bags. It's more of a opaque than the YEEZY Gap bags. But the YEEZY Gap bags have like all this like information on the side of the plastic bag. So that's why I mentioned that. So you almost look like denim. I'm noticing some subtle differences between this and the PT-4 already. Other than, obviously, the outer material. What are you made out of? 100% cotton, wash cold. I need to get the PT-4s, like, immediately to show what I mean. So it's like, I don't know, like, which of these was like... I mean, obviously, I guess the PT-4 was a later iteration, but just check this out. So I got the PT-2 on the left and the PT-4 on the right. Look at the belt loops. The PT-2s are really thick, and they're stitched down the middle instead of on the edges. And then the pockets on the PT-2 look 1,000 times more usable than the pockets on the PT-04. The PT-04, because it sits so high up on my waist, I can't really access the front pockets, but they are both stitched on the edge of the pockets. I kind of prefer the stitching around the waist on the PT-02s. Just looks a little bit nicer. Looking at the Velcro, it looks like they're both Velcro. Yep, they both have the Velcro strip. I'll do like some B-roll. I know it's not the most pleasing to the eye how I'm holding them up right now. Yeah, the stitching on the PT-04 has like the stitching all the way down the crotch area, but the PT-04s have it only at the very bottom of the crotch area. So they definitely made some subtle differences to the construction between these two pants. But my question, of course, is going to be, how are they going to fit? Are they going to fit differently because of that? Because, I mean, just looking at these, they kind of look like the same overall dimensions slightly. Maybe the PT-02s look a little bit wider. Let's go ahead and get measurements. All right, let's get our measurements. I know I said I wouldn't do it on the floor anymore, but it's just more convenient in this case. Well, until you got a dog running around, ultra super observant of everything. Let's look at length. Chai. Length is 43 and a half on the PT-02s. Length on the PT-04s. Looking a little bit shorter. So 43 and a half on the PT-02s. 41 in a fourth on the PT-04s. Yeah, 43 versus 41 and a half. Okay. Inseam. Inseam 31 on the PT-02s. Inseam 31 on the PT-04s as well. Circumference. Chai. Excuse me, bud. Chai. I think Chai likes the PT-02s. Oh my goodness, dude, you are a trip. Circumference, very rough circumference estimate. I'll measure it a little bit lower too, more towards the hip area. Looking at stretch it out a bit. Now let's do it more high. All right, where are we at? We're at about, it's always awkward measuring this, 35 and a half, or maybe a little bit less, 35 and a fourth. 35 and a fourth with waist circumference on the PT-02, 35 and a half, 35 and a fourth, whatever. It's around 35. And around, I believe I said this is exactly 33 on here. Chai, of all the beds I got in this room alone, you choose the pants. Are the pants that good? Yep, 33. Like 33 and a fourth. So 35 and a fourth versus 33 and a fourth. So this thing is 2 inches smaller in circumference compared to the PT-02s. All right, I think we got a good idea of the sizing. I'm expecting this to fit a little bit more loose on the waist area than the PT-04s because of the slightly larger circumference that I measured. But yeah, never know until we try it, so let's go ahead and try this thing on. All right, they are on. And they feel very soft. Now, Yeah, 35 and a fourth versus the 33 and a fourth. Huge difference. These feel like a normal fitting pants. I am totally happy with the size 1 in these, 100%. I don't feel like I still have to pull them up pretty high to like close the Velcro, but I have a lot more wiggle room and I can kind of drag it down a little bit by another inch or so. I could sag these if I want to, but these feel perfect for my waist. And like I said, I usually wear a 33, 30 in pants, and this is spot on. This is perfect for me. Material, so has about the same amount of give as far as flexibility as the PT4s go, so no big change there. It feels softer because it's not like shiny coated, whatever they kind of coating that they put on there. So it's less distracting on my legs. Overall, the leg portion of it feels a bit wider too. It doesn't feel as skinny, especially up here in the calf area. And I mean, yeah, they look pretty nice. Got a good baggy look to them. All very uniform and whatnot. We'll see how that holds up over time. But yeah, really solid pair of pants. Will I need a belt with this? Maybe eventually. May need that YEEZY BT1 in a size 1 to keep these things up on me as they stretch over time. But yeah, this is solid. Probably cuff them up here if I wanted to. Make it real old school. I think they go good with these 500s. I always wear the boots, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit and wear the 500s. Stone taupes. Yeah, not bad. Decent pair of baggies. Tons of flexibility. Maybe not skate-worthy levels of flexibility. It's like when I get my leg all the way up here, that's where it wants to try to stop. But I just appreciate how, compared to the PT4s, because it's not coated, it doesn't feel cold to the touch. It doesn't feel like wrinkly or hard in any way like it would like a polyester or something like that. Well, some polyester feels soft, but because it's like a matte finish, like natural cotton, it just feels warm. It feels more pleasant on your leg. It doesn't feel like the PT4s where it's like, okay, this is like an exotic piece and I can only wear this in like certain situations like I did in my case. But yeah, these are sweet. I like them. Should you get these pants? Well, you can't. You are going to have to do it on the third party unless miraculously they come back out with them on the website. Are they worth getting? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that these are a must-have. I mean, definitely a collector's item for the moment. I mean, but they are really nice. I like the denim look that they got going on here, and overall they look really nice too, stitching and all that stuff. I'm not going to go crazy into detail about that right now. I got 3 other products to review, but yeah, as far as just pants, that's really what they are, just pants, YEEZY pants that you can't buy anymore for the moment. But yeah, size 1 all the way. If you are taller and skinnier, you should be fine with a size 1 as well. If you're like 6 foot, but you wear like 30 threes or lower, definitely a size 1. If you're 30, I would say if you're like 36, 38, and definitely more heavier set and taller than 5'8". Well, no, if you're like 5'8" and you're heavier set, um, yeah, size 2 should be fine. If you're like definitely a larger person, size 3. So if you're a little bit more muscular, I'm definitely not on the muscular side. But if you're a bit more muscular, go with the size 2. If you consider yourself pretty large, you got to wear like a 40 and something, or 45s and stuff like that. Just get a size 3. And but yeah, this is definitely more forgiving than the PT4s are in pretty much every single way. They are constructed a little bit differently, and the pockets are rather usable. Still a little bit awkward, but they're way more usable than the PT-4s. Rear pockets as well. And yeah, pretty sweet, dude. Pretty sweet pair of pants. So yeah, thanks for watching this mess of a video. It's the first of 4 I gotta make. So and I just woke up before I made this, so apologies if it's a little bit sporadic, but thanks for watching as always, y'all. And yeah, more soon.